This is honestly a question that I've gotten more often than I feel like I should, because it seems a little bit self-explanatory, but obviously it's not. So let's talk about vitamin D toxicity. The average dose of vitamin D3 to create phosphorus and calcium buildup in the kidneys to create kidney failure in something like rodent poison, decon, or otherwise, that are no longer using anticoagulants. The average dose is aimed somewhere between 13 milligrams to 88 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, depending on what they're trying to go after. The average American who has been supplementing with vitamin D takes a dose that is something like 5,000 international units, or 125 micrograms a day. The average American female is 63.63 kilograms, which means that per kilogram, the average American is ingesting half a microgram per kilogram of body weight. Decon is doing a minimum dose of 13 milligrams to 88 milligrams per kilogram. The average American is getting less than 1/100th of that dose, even if they're taking 5,000 units a day. Anything, including water, can become poison if it is overdosed. So when we're talking about something that's being used as poison to create a phosphorus and calcium overload in the kidneys to create kidney failure, we need to understand dosage. The average American is getting nowhere near a dose to create a phosphorus or calcium overload and then create kidney failure. However, if you take your vitamin D3 with K2, you keep calcium in the bones. That's what it's for. It's not to absorb vitamin D. You actually need vitamin A, magnesium, copper, zinc, molybdenum to absorb vitamin D, not K2. K2 is there to keep calcium in the bones. You lower the risk of creating a calcium overdose, period. My recommendation for anyone supplementing with vitamin D is to get the vitamin D run a few times a year, and you can get a calcium and phosphorus test done with it too, all for around $75. This testing should be done like fall, maybe midwinter, January-ish, and again like June if you have had sun already in your area for a while, because you'll know if you're getting too much or too little. People's doses can be seasonally dependent, and if you live somewhere where there's not a whole lot of sunlight between certain months of the year, like say September to April, or you live in temperatures that are just too cold to be outside, like it's dangerously cold to be outside, you probably need more supplementation. If you live somewhere where it's warmer, you might need less supplementation. And the closer you are to the equator, the less supplementation you need. The farther away from the equator you are, the more supplementation you need. And believe it or not, the darker your skin, the more supplementation you likely need, so you should get tested regularly. I have seen patients that have just started supplementing with vitamin D, and they have cleared up afternoon fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, depression, anxiety, mood regulation dysfunctions, problems with their menstrual cycle. It's amazing what vitamin D does for your body. And the other thing they all say is, I don't get sick as often. The data out of the first 565,000 Americans hospitalized with COVID-19 showed that if the vitamin D3 status was at 85, they did not end up on a ventilator. That is the data published on the CDC's website. Anybody can go and download that because it's on the CDC's website, and it has a graph of like the commonalities between all of the people who were hospitalized. The most common denominator, 78% of them were on a cholesterol lowering medication or statin drug. Cholesterol gets converted into dehydrocholesterol and then creates, with sun exposure, cholecalciferol. Your body makes cholecalciferol. So people saying outright that it's just a poison, your body makes cholecalciferol. The dose makes the poison.